I have had the amazing privilege here and there to record the handbells or various musicians. Sometimes it's easier for someone else to stand behind the camera, set up the scene, and hit the button. And a few weeks ago when the handbells were playing, in between one of the takes, one of them said, "This is the most my brain has worked. It feels so good." And so I stopped them and I said, "How about if we talk about how this is healing for you?" Here's what happened after that.
For me, with handbells, everybody is in it together. Everybody's notes matter, and there's no one person that's more important than the other. And that really fits with my theology that, we are all in this together. It also works my brain in a way that nothing else does. And I love the sound that we make together.
Joy of making music with other people. That's the greatest gift that I have ever experienced. And even if you're enjoying it and it's not the best product in the world, just this experience of making sounds together with other people and harmonizing. That's just so refreshing for me.
For me, it's wonderful to play the piano part at home and hear how pretty it is, but have no idea what it will sound like when I get here with you all. And then to come here and have it go together so beautifully is a real revelation to me. And it does bring my soul joy.
There's something about just some of the notes when you play, some of the dissonant notes. I think they come together, and there's some you actually, it's sort of like I actually feel it. You feel it inside, not just out here. So it's very healing, I think, to me.
Because I don't want to mess up. So there's a part of me that's struggling to make sure I'm on top of it and everything's going okay. But then when we get at the final piece and you hear it, it's just like, oh, how great. I can still go back and nitpick and say I did this wrong and this right, but when you hear the overall music and hear what everyone else has done, you just feel a part.
So Jennifer was talking about how hard we work to get it right, and I'm just reminded of Janet Montgomery's sharing with us in worship several weeks ago that you don't want your art to look like a robot did it. You want to have feeling in it, and if that includes mistakes, that's okay, because we're human, and the end product, like Sandra said, is still beautiful, with or without the mistakes.
Plus, we're the only ones who are aware of the mistakes. I've learned that when I play something and I think, oh gosh, that was terrible, and then people tell me how beautiful it was, I realize I don't have to worry about those mistakes. Also, I feel such a connectedness to all of you because we're all working on this product, and it takes all of us to make it. And so that's a really strong connection.
Okay, playing music.
Yeah, playing music just makes all the connections in the brain happen. So it's left and right brain working together because we're doing physical things and we're thinking, we're reading notation, and we're following the linear structure, and there's art involved as you look at the music on the page, but it's just a holistic experience to make music.
It moves your heart. It helps you become a part of the music. And in becoming a part of the music, you yourself end up giving back and feeling it. That's why the phrasing is so important.
And I think when you're in the flow, it's like being in the flow as a runner or a skier or any other activity that just commands your whole self. And when you're in the flow, you are in the music, and the music is in you. And there's like like no separation anymore.
I noticed sort of getting lost in the music in a good way a couple of those times, just because I was able to not, I just sort of was not worrying so much about the notes, but was just more hearing it, sort of hearing the melody and listen, and sort of hearing all of the notes, coming together. So it was sort of like a synchronicity kind of thing.
I feel like it's a brain soul